In life, when you live a long time, you uh, experience a lot of things. Not only do you experience a lot of things, you see a lot of things. You get insight and discernment about a lot of things. And as I watch women, not only watch women, but things that I've been through as well. Um, some women, you seek and love so hard. You thirsty for it. You crave it. You just want somebody to love you, take care of you. Men as well. What we tend to do is we don't have a foundation in a relationship. Yes, God at the center of this. But right now what I'm talking about is our flesh, our mentality, our inner person. We crave and want attention so bad. We are willing to pretty much do anything to get that attention. We are so willing to compromise our self-integrity to get that attention. When I say we don't have a foundation in relationship, we don't get to know a person. I've watched several relationships in different ethnics of people. And sometimes you wonder why, certain looking people or certain people get in these relationships and you look at them on their outer appearance and you're like, God, they, have this relationship. They best friends. They, just love and respect one another. Then you get these other relationships and other ethnicities and other races and you like, my God, they fight all the time. They don't get along. They got babies, 6 babies, 6 different daddies. They ain't with none of the daddies. You wondering what is really going on here. No family values. It's a generational thing. But you sit back and you wonder why. Why is all this, so relevant? What is going on? Well, let's take a look at those couples that respect and love each other, do anything for each other. They got family values. They have a foundation, first of all, of a friendship. They know one another. They talk to one another. It's not always about sex. That's what I'm trying to get to. We have other races. You see somebody and you're like, oh, he looks good or she looks good. You don't get to know them. You may talk on the surface. Oh, do you have a job? Where you work at? Where you live at? Oh, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know his brother and sister. Yeah, I used to live over there too. That's it. It's surface level. It's nothing deep about your cares of the world, what you want to be. It's like who you like. What do you like? What do you like to do? Get to know that person on an emotional level. You know what I'm saying? Or a spiritual level. And so that's how come you have people that run through relationships. Because they don't get to know one another before they jump into bed with one another. It's all about sex, lust. Lust. But then you have these relationships. The people know one another and it's not always about sex.
Wow.
Then you have, relationships where the person is trying to be so hard on the outside, but they're really suffering from insecurity on the inside. No self-respect, no self-love. And because they get played so much, the man just sex them and leave them. They try to say, I'm a player. I do this, I do that. No, sweetheart. You looking for love and you can't get it in that person. He did deposit in you and now you have another baby all by yourself. And then you want to say the man ain't no good. The NIGGA ain't no good. Well, honey, you knew that in the first place. But what it said, you wanted that love and you want that attention, that you compromised yourself. You compromise, your self-worth. We've all been there. We've all done it. But at one point, When are you gonna grow up and mature? When are you gonna finally see your worth? When are you gonna let somebody in so that you will have a relationship where it's love, it's respect, it's where you guys want to grow with each other. You want to get to know each other, not just lust and jump in the bed and have sex. You have no foundation, none whatsoever. And you know, I've had 2 marriages, and you're like, well, how can you give advice? How can you, I used to think about that like Steve Harvey. The thing about it is, I know what I was looking for, and because I had low self-worth, thinking, oh, this person gonna be different and stuff like that, I compromised what I knew I was feeling to be with this person because I thought, that we was gonna love each other, be with each other and stuff like that, and it just wasn't so. But I've learned me. I've learned what I want, what I don't like, what I dislike. I was trying to have a foundation on an emotional level, on a spiritual level, on a level where we got to know each other, but it just wasn't there because you can't do it on your own. And you realize I've made a mistake. And because I've made mistakes, I now finally see, first of all, I see my worth. But because I've made mistakes, I can see when other women or young women are making mistakes.
Build a workhorse that works harder.
I love myself not to compromise being in a relationship with somebody who don't love me. I've learned from my mistakes. Well, I can see now some young woman, 6, 7 kids, no daddy around, but oh, that's your choice. No, that was not your choice. You can stop fooling yourself and try to fool other people. But I see that lady that's inside of you trying to reach out for love. I thank God that even though I was search for love, I didn't do a lot of things, that I see a lot of women make in relationships. Trying to be with somebody so bad, you will compromise your self-respect. Being with a man, he with another woman. I never, disrespect myself being with another man and another woman in a threesome. I search for love in all the wrong places, which means I let a man, saying, oh, he got potential,
That was so nice of him.
I think he likes me, but we had no foundation. He didn't like me or love me the way I needed to be loved and liked. So I can see that in other women and see what they're doing and thinking, and, they're thinking, hey, I'm the pimp or I'm the whatever, and, what I'm saying, I got all kind of boys that want me and all kind of boys that want, me. That's not the language I want to use, but that's what some, people use. You single, you lonely, you got kids running around, none of the daddies around. Yeah, you can drop them off at daddy's house, but who's there with you taking care of these kids? Mama, grandma, cousin, Jack, the government. So we have to step back and learn our self-worth. Learn, our self-respect. You just wanted somebody to love you because, first of all, you didn't get quite enough love that you're supposed to when you was younger. So that inner person, that little girl, that little boy, you're going from relationship to relationship to relationship trying to find that love. First of all, only God can fill us with a love that will last. Only God can fill that void if you let him. Only God can fill that void. But until you let God fill that void, you have to know your self-worth. You have to know your self-love. You have to know that you're loved. Love yourself. Be kind to yourself. Because if you don't love yourself or you're not kind to yourself, you're going to keep searching for love in all the wrong places and all the wrong arms. How can you love yourself and you in a relationship with a man and a woman? It's 3 of y'all. How can you love yourself when you keep allowing yourself to go through things in a relationship because you're scared to be by yourself? How can you love yourself when you say let a man treat you any kind of way? Just because you want to be loved. Just because you want to be married. Just because you want somebody. I've been there. I've done it. Let a man... when I was younger, you let a man think and say and kind of do anything, talk to you any kind of crazy way. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to be loved and you want to be wanted by this man. You have to grow up and mature sometimes. Not only just mature, but you have to mature in your emotions. You have to be willing to be lonely. You have to be willing to give up all what you have and all what you have been through. To be single and get what you need on the inside. I've did that. I am going through that, and honestly, I feel good about doing that. That was my choice. And sometimes Prophet Valerie Burnett said it. She was like, yeah, you can be celibate and abstinence by default because ain't nobody even tried to talk to you. And I could say that it's by default. And nobody tried to talk to me, but I got to a place where I didn't want to be with anybody. I wanted God in my life more than I wanted a man in my life. A man that was not going to love me the way I want to be loved, the way I should be loved. So I wanted more of God to see where God was going to take me. I needed to get some things together in my life. For me, I need to mature emotionally. I need to know my self-worth. I need to know whether I have a man or not. I'm good. I'm still lovable. I'm still worthy to be loved. And God is love, and I knew all that. I've been working on goals. I've been working on myself. And just, my family. Just doing things with my family. It's just me. Until God see fit for me to be with somebody, that's fine. But I got some things I need to do in my life. And some women, you laid up with these kids, no daddies. You ripping and running the street. You young women, 20s and 30s, ain't doing nothing. Go back to school, get a job, do something. What did you like to do in life? What would you like to do in life? Stop being a vagabond. Stop being, thirsty for love. Stop doing all that. First of all, let God fill that void. Second of all, love life, enjoy life, because some of the people you messing around with are not mature enough to love you how you want to be loved. Just stop by to get some encouragement. Just stop by to, just some things I think about. Just some things I see, and just God shows me different things. So we have to be loved. Because only God can love us the way we need to be. And until He finds somebody to send in your life to love you how He wants you to be loved, you have to be okay with being lonely and single for a season. It's just for a season. Because when we are hurt, you're going to keep going through a cycle of jumping into the arms of somebody real quick. Because you want to fill that void. You want to feel that love. You want to feel wanted. And that's why we have young women and men. And men too. You going from relationship to relationship. Because it's something in you you're not happy about. So you think being within another arms of another person is going to make you feel worthy. It's going to make you feel loved. And when you don't get that, it goes sour because you didn't have a foundation. You don't know this person. You may say, oh, I know him. Yeah, you know him by name. Yeah, you know he live over there. But you don't have a connect with this person. And so that's why you keep sowing through relationships and sowing through relationships. Because you have no foundation of love. You have no foundation of a connectedness. You have no, first of all, spiritual foundation. None whatsoever.
1, 2, 3.
And so you just sowing through relationship, or you keep going back to a relationship that don't mean no good. Why? Because you want to feel wanted. You want to feel like. That's why we as women, men too, that's why we always, we're so sexually active. Because that's when we feel most wanted and loved. Because that's when you feel, young women, that's when you feel that, oh, he loves me, he wants me. Because he want to have sex with me, he want to get me in the bed. That's about it. Do you know him? Do you know him for, his likes and dislikes? Do you have a connection with this person? Have you took the time to get to know each other? No. So take encouragement. This is just things I have thoughts of, things I sit and think about. I look and see things, and it's things I've learned from my own experience. So God is love. Be willing to accept God's love. Have a good day. God bless.